For the last decade, the B2B marketing space has operated on a profitable lie. It tells consultants they must build bloated digital ecosystems and document every waking moment online. That traditional structure is collapsing under its own weight. This requirement to maintain a highly visible personal brand creates a charisma tax. It is the exhausting, relentless requirement to manufacture fake energy just to keep a pipeline full. Relying on personality to sell repels the exact client you want to reach. The pragmatic, analytical executive who happily wires $5,000 is deeply suspicious of internet celebrities. When they see a vendor pointing at floating text bubbles on social media, they categorize that person as a lightweight. High net worth buyers have a bleeding neck. They want a surgeon who can stop the bleeding. They do not care about your morning routine or your origin story. They want surgical competence and the immediate absence of operational pain. In the high-ticket B2B arena, authority is not derived from recognition. It is manufactured through structural competence and diagnostic accuracy. For an introverted technical founder, anonymity is a strategic advantage. You bypass the charisma tax by deploying a ghost funnel. This structural comparison highlights the mechanical difference. On the left, the traditional digital labyrinth traps buyers in 2-week email sequences. On the right, the ghost funnel relies on a linear pathway connecting exactly 4 isolated technical nodes. This brutalist architecture serves a dual purpose. It repels unqualified leads who require emotional coddling, while providing a frictionless, high-speed path to checkout for the serious buyer. Utilizing this sequence eliminates the need for live discovery calls. You can close $5,000 retainers asynchronously without speaking a word out loud. To understand how this conversion machine works, we are going to rebuild this structure from first principles, node by node. Adopting an aggressive, faceless architecture is a mathematical way to scale high-ticket operations without the performance requirement of a personal brand. The blueprint begins with Node 1, the Diagnostic Manifesto. Node 1 replaces the video sales letter. There are no smiling headshots or recorded pitches. It presents a text-first argument that maps the prospect's exact operational failure and offers a proprietary system as the only logical escape route. If the prospect accepts the logic, they reach Node 2, the application. This replaces the open calendar link, turning a casual request for a meeting into a demanding interrogation. Those who survive the application reach Node 3, the ghost checkout. You bypass the traditional Zoom proposal presentation. Instead, they are met with a secure payment portal requiring a deposit to initiate the workflow. Once the credit card clears, they enter Node 4, the intake vault. This silent digital workspace serves as the asynchronous kickoff, delivering instructions and gathering data access. In a traditional model, getting a client to this point takes 2 weeks. The ghost sequence condenses that timeline, moving a qualified buyer from diagnosis to paid invoice within hours. This 4-page sequence dictates the terms of engagement. It shifts the power dynamic to the consultant by enforcing rigid, systemic boundaries. The SaaS industry operates on the assumption that reducing friction increases conversions. When you apply that logic to high-ticket B2B services, the pipeline floods with low-quality data and clogs the system. Leaving a calendar wide open for anyone to book a discovery call broadcasts that your time has little value. It signals a lack of leverage to a premium executive. Node 2, the friction filter, stops this. We replace the calendar link with a text-heavy application that acts as a hostile barrier to entry. This intake matrix uses 7 questions to force the prospect to articulate their operational pain and quantify their financial losses. Unqualified leads cannot answer these questions. The system actively bounces them off the barrier. Severe friction repels the broke tire kicker while validating the high net worth buyer. For a pragmatic executive, a complex application is proof of a finite, serious resource. By the time a buyer fights through this matrix, the dynamic is flipped. You didn't pitch them, they pitched you. Hostile friction preserves the consultant's time and enforces a high-status perception from the outset. Most consultants hide their fee out of a fear of sticker shock, waiting until the end of an hour-long Zoom call to state their rate. Hiding the price destroys leverage and invites the buyer to negotiate your worth during a live pitch. The ghost funnel pre-qualifies the wallet using the phantom price anchor. Embedded in question 6 of the application, it forces the user to check a binary box confirming they have the capital ready to deploy. The outcome is binary. If they click no, the form terminates. You are physically protected from ever reviewing an application from a prospect who cannot afford the service. If they click yes, they have made a written commitment to the premium fee before you have even generated a proposal. The checkbox creates an upfront financial hurdle. Since the fee is presented as a fixed entry requirement, the prospect arrives at the checkout with the cost already reconciled. Anchoring the fee as an entry requirement pre-qualifies the wallet. It guarantees that only financially committed buyers reach the final stage. The ghost funnel takes a stranger and walks them through a technical sequence. They are diagnosed, filtered, and financially committed in total silence. The traditional B2B sales call functions like a hostage negotiation. The ghost funnel replaces that with unyielding, detached boundaries. Once the application is approved, you send a brief, asynchronous proposal. It offers 0 pricing tiers and no room for debate. This take-it-or-leave-it dynamic reinforces a total lack of desperation. This sequence results in a premium transaction, processed asynchronously, without a single Zoom call. This is the mechanics of leverage. You dictate the exact terms of engagement by replacing personal charm with silent infrastructure. Scaling high-ticket revenue requires an unyielding, silent architecture that eliminates performance and prioritizes mechanical output. This was just the high-level operational blueprint. For the copy-paste templates, scripts, and deployment guides, the full book is linked right below.